Okay, Quirful. Back in December, I gave you a heads up about a case that was going before the Supreme Court involving a business by the name of 303 Creative. And 303 Creative is owned by a woman who wanted to design websites, but she was afraid that because she was based in Colorado, that because of their anti-discrimination law, she might have to design a website for a gay couple, and that made her feel icky inside. She didn't want to do it. So she was looking for an exemption to this anti-discrimination law so that she wouldn't have to make websites. And the case went to the Supreme Court, as I said, and the 6-3 conservative majority ruled in her favor. And everyone thought that this was going to be based on her religious beliefs. But no. Justice Neil Gorsuch, who was appointed by the previous president to be on the court, keep track of that. It's important here because it's math. Neil Gorsuch wrote in his opinion, I want to make sure I get this right, he wrote, "Tolerance, not coercion, is our nation's answer. The First Amendment envisions the United States as rich and complex, where all persons are free to think and speak as they wish, not as the government demands." In short, what he said was, it doesn't matter her religious beliefs. If she just feels this way, if she wants to be a bigot, she can go ahead and be a bigot. She doesn't have to provide services to whoever she doesn't want. And that can be applied based on sexual orientation, gender identity. It could be based on race. It could just be based on your gender. If she decides she doesn't like a woman, she can do that. That's her right, according to this decision. And Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote a scathing dissent about this. And in it, she said, "Today, the court, for the first time in its history, grants a business open to the public a constitutional right to refuse service to members of a protected class." That's important, because protected class, that can be used for the queer community, that can be used for women, that could be used for minorities based on race. She has a right to discriminate against protected classes because of this ruling today. And she also added, "Today is a sad day in America, in American constitutional law, and in the lives of LGBT people. The immediate symbolic effect of this decision is to mark gays and lesbians for second-class status." And we don't know the real-world implications of this because no one thought that this case was even going to make it, much less be decided in her favor, and on such broad grounds. Because, for example, this weekend, my husband and I are traveling up north to visit my mom. She lives in a conservative town. I'm booking a hotel room. If we get to that hotel and the owner of that hotel decides, "I don't like two queers staying in my hotel," they can actually refuse to give us that room. And that's the problem with this decision. It just basically makes it a whole new world of discrimination for bigots everywhere. And that's why we have to push back, and we have to make sure that we show up and we vote for people who are going to protect our rights, and not only just protect our rights, but they're going to appoint people to the Supreme Court that will protect our rights. Because there are 3 justices in that 6-3 majority that were appointed by the former president, and they wouldn't be there if Democrats had won in 2016. So remember who's on your side, and remember to vote, because every election has consequences now.